This is a project that shows how you can create a space that minimizes the distance between the decision makers and the citizens, where they co-create creative solutions for the community in their small town.
When addressing today's challenges in city planning, solutions and innovations should be fair and embraced by everyone. Archilab seeks to bridge the gap between decision makers and citizens. In Esnes, they transformed an empty property into a co-creative city lab, where students built prototypes of their ideas for the town. This created a sense of ownership around the city and increased participation by young citizens. The empty property as co-creative city lab, one of many promising practices presented by Act Now.
So in this project, we turned an empty building on a train station, the train station in Esnes, into a city lab. That was a good location because that was where the young people came in every morning and left to go home every afternoon after school. It was also a place for us to meet the community, the commuters, also the grown-ups, people waiting for the train. They're easy to talk to, right? But of course, the main experiment was, what does it mean when you do these involvement processes where you go out and ask people and no one really meets the architects or the municipality, the people in decision? Couldn't it have a greater effect if the population actually knew that this is a physical platform for change? This is where we can meet the architects. This is where I can meet the rest of the community. So this is the platform for change. So that was one of the experiments we also did in this project. Involving the youth is important, I think, everywhere, in every kind of context, in every city or every town. No matter the size and the amount of young people living there. And the basic reason why it's very important, of course, is that's democracy. I know you're not allowed to vote until you're 18, but democracy should happen even before the age of 18. They also represent a source of knowledge for the final design. But when you work with a community like that and you involve not only the youth but also the rest of the citizens, you also have the opportunity to create community across age. So that's also a result, a very important result of not only this project, but every project we are involved in, to create community as we go along. So to us, this is another part of the important part of the product, to build community, create network. One of the challenging things about involving youth in these kind of processes is motivating them, because when you start a project like this, they're like, but yeah, we've been part of this before, nothing happened. Adults, they say they want to listen to the youth, but they don't, and why should we get involved, right? So building trust, first off, is very important in these kind of processes. So our take on that, also to get like a large group represented and not just the resourceful young people that normally participate in these kind of processes, is to go through the schools. So they had to create a project that reflected the citizens' ideas and, of course, their own needs. So in that way, we were involving the youth. They were learning something, that we were opening up the language of architecture and urban planning for them, so they could participate in a meaningful way. And in that same time, of course, help shape the future spaces of Esnes.